I'm retired. I've been retired since 2005. I didn't retire because I wanted to retire. I retired because I was forced out of my business by American Express Financial Advisors. At that time, they were called Ameriprise. I had built a large financial planning firm and was being very successful, but I was going against the movements of management. And management needed to get me out of the system, so they did. So the first couple of years in my retirement were not pleasant. I retired with a good payout. I actually was in a position I could sell my business. So I had a good cash flow, sold the business for about $2 million, spent most of it over the following 10 years traveling, enjoying life, living in a nice house, driving good big cars. And then in 2014, we lost our daughter to cancer, and I became angry. And my wife basically said, you need to find something to do or find another place to live. So I got involved in real estate and didn't really find satisfaction there. And as a result of real estate, I decided I wanted to sell big luxury $1 million homes and use video to do it. So I found my way to YouTube, and as I moved through YouTube and I recognized some things that was happening in real estate, particularly around a company by the name of Zillow, I started delving into bringing my career past of financial planning and in the investment markets and real estate, Zillow together. So I started doing videos about Zillow, and I found that I grew a following of people who were interested in my opinion about the stock market, and that's created my YouTube channels. As a result of that, I've started accumulating wealth in two parts of it. It pays me for advertising that goes against my videos. I've written some books, so I get some royalties. I have some merchandise, so I make some money off of that. And then most importantly, it forced me to dig deeper into an understanding of how the stock market works. And I took my meager $300,000 worth of savings, and in the next 3 years turned it into about $1.3 million, and it's continuing to grow. So my story is all about the second half of my life. Again, I was wounded. When my daughter died, my mother died when I was 8 years old, and she died of cancer. My daughter came to me when she was 13 years old and wanted to change her name because she felt she was a reincarnation of my mother. And then she announced when she was 19 that she hoped to live past 29 this time around because my mother died at 29. Well, the fact is, just before she turned 29, they found cancer in her foot, and she actually died when she was about 40 years old in 2014. So my life has not been the beautiful scenery you see here. I had to make it that way. I was told just the other day, well, you've been a very lucky person. No, I haven't. I have not been a lucky person. My mother was taken away from me. My daughter was taken away from me. I've been shit on, and shit on hard. So I've had to overcome the perils of what the cards I have dealt. And I guess that's the message I want to deliver as I sit here spending about $10,000 over 2 weeks to rent a house in this beautiful community, that you can do it too. I don't care what's happened to you. You can take charge of your life and basically make it whatever you want it to be. I think the first thing that I did after retirement was basically ask myself, why did I make all the mistakes that I made? Why did I alienate the people at Ameriprise that they wanted me out of the business? And that wasn't the first time it had happened. As I looked back, as I rode my lawnmower around my yard, I said, you just kept making the same mistakes over and over, and you kept having to react and save yourself out of it. And so I said, well, I got to find out who Carrie is. and why he is the way he is. And what I did was I read a book that said, if you want to understand who you are, go back to the first 14 years of your life and find the most important days in your life that formed your character. And I did that. And the most important days, the top 2 days revolved around the death of my mother and the fact that I believed that she didn't love me, that no one could love me, and that I was basically on my own. And I lived my life that way. That's why I alienated my employers, basically telling them I'm smarter than you and you don't love me, and I'm going to keep acting up until you show me some sort of reaction. Well, usually the reaction was, there's the door, Carrie, go your way. But as Nita said, every time I got thrown out, I just improved our status. I was a salesman. Now I've recognized I'm not a salesman. I'm a creator. I should have been an artist. I was telling my grandson just last night, if I was his age, he's 16, and I was choosing a career, I'd go into videography. I'd become a documentarian. I enjoy digging into things, understanding things, connecting the dots, figuring out why things happened the way they did, and what then is going to happen in the future. That's why I so enjoy the stock market. That's why I make 50% of what I make a year off of the stock market. And what I want to do then is share with you. You can do the same thing. I don't know what your passion is. I don't know what you really get excited about doing. But the reality is, whatever it is, there are enough people in this world who share your interest, who share your passion. So become the smartest guy in the room about your passion, about what you like to do, and then share it. We live in an age where this camera that I'm looking at, this microphone that I have on here, opens the whole world up to me. I can talk to Bob in Ireland, and he can say, I identify with that, and I want to change my life. I want to live a happier life and be inspired. And that's what you should do. Don't let these last years of your life just waste away. Don't be warehoused and say, okay, I'm just going to enjoy my life. So many people ask me, why would you work the way you do? You make two videos a day. Why would you do that? Why don't you just enjoy your life? Well, there is nothing more enjoyable than sharing and then getting a reaction. Getting a reaction in the comments that says, you changed my life. Who else has changed your life? Maybe it's Jesus Christ. Maybe it's Buddha. Maybe it's someone in your family that changed your life. Well, this is my opportunity to change the demon that was in my mind that said, your mother didn't love you. Your stepmother didn't love you. You are not worthy. You can't read. You barely made it through school. You're just one step above a primate. That's the world I lived in until I recognized I had value. Until I had people respond, you changed my life. I had a lady write me and say, I now own stocks and I now know why I own them and what my objective is and what my goal is now in life. How would you like to have that said to you? Who do you know who gets that kind of recognition? Jesus Christ? I am not saying I am Jesus Christ or anything like that, so don't interpret that. But as I said to my granddaughter many years ago, Poppy, you don't go to church. Do you believe in God? I basically said, I don't know. But I'm going to live the life such that if God sends his son back, he's going to consider putting him in my body because I want to help other people. I want to help other people, particularly retired people. achieve their goals beyond their greatest expectations. That's what I'm doing now. And if I can help you in any way, I have figured this YouTube thing out. So, and it opens up some tremendous opportunities. If you would like help, all you have to do is reach out to me. Find me, and I'm going to leave that to you. I'm not going to make it easy. I'm not going to put my phone number up on this screen. But if you have an idea and you think you can change your life and you're willing to put forth the work to get it done, you know where you can find me. Okay? That's my goal in life, to help you have a better life, to make this second half of your life the best half of your life, and then to leave this earth a better place than the way you found it, and particularly to leave your family line better than your dad left it for you, or your mother, or your grandfather. Okay? Let's do this together. I'm going to create a Discord where we can come together and we can share ideas. It's going to take a little while. It'll be after the first of the year, but I want to form a community. I don't want it to be all about Carrie. I want Jim and Martha and Lois and Nick and Bob to get involved in this. And let's work together to make this the best of us in retirement. Talk to you again soon.